I was looking all over the internet for some cool DIY projects to try out this Halloween, and I came across this really cool post from Live About on Pinterest. They have several recipes to make fake blood, and I decided to try out 7 of their recipes to see if any of them work for me. So stick around to see how to make fake blood. Let's get into it. This first recipe calls for quarter cup of water with 4 drops of red food color. It just looks like food color water and I didn't quite like this recipe. I don't think it's going to look very nice. You might be able to spray it on your clothes, but I don't think it's going to look very much like blood. So in my opinion, not a good recipe. This second recipe calls for quarter cup of water, 8 drops of the red food color, 4 tablespoons of corn syrup, 1 drop of yellow food color, and 1 drop of green food color. I think this recipe looks very realistic. It looks a lot like blood, and I think if you needed to stain your clothes with blood, this recipe would be the one to use. Like, look at the red color, it's amazing. For this next one, you will need 2 tablespoons of corn syrup, 4 drops of red food color, and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. I don't know about this recipe. I'm kind of on the fence. It doesn't look too much like blood, but I think it might work for like an old corpse, like a rotting corpse perhaps. But I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think about this one. That brings us to recipe numero 4. For this one, it's pretty similar to the last one I did. I used 2 tablespoons of corn syrup, some onion flakes, 4 drops of red food color, and 1 tablespoon of the cocoa powder. Like the last one, I don't think this one is very convincing as blood. Could be used for like a zombie or a corpse, but I think it looks more like explosive diarrhea if you want to go that way, but I don't think it's very blood-like. This next recipe uses 2 tablespoons of corn syrup, 1 drop of red food color, and a quarter teaspoon of cocoa powder. This one was by far my favorite one because it has a very blood-like consistency, very blood-like color. It splatters really well, it flows almost like blood. So if you're looking for a recipe to kind of put dripping blood somewhere, I think this one is perfect. This one is not a recipe for blood, but it's a recipe to make flesh. I used 2 tablespoons of corn flour, 4 teaspoons of water, 1 drop of the red food color, and a quarter teaspoon of the cocoa powder. I had a lot of fun doing this, let me tell you. I think it would look really cool on a skeleton or some bones to look like burning flesh. I don't think there's anything else I could do with it. You guys have any ideas? So I was super duper excited about this one. When I saw the picture, I was like, oh my god, this one looks amazing. This is the one I actually wanted to try. But it was so disappointing. It did not look anything like the picture. I used half teaspoon of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of water, half teaspoon of corn syrup, and then a few flakes of the onion skin, 1 drop of the red food coloring, and 1 drop of yellow food coloring. It looked nothing like the picture and it did not look like scabs or anything. I ended up adding a tablespoon of the old batch of blood that I had made, and I thought it looked somewhat okay, but it still didn't look as good, so I added some of the flesh skin thing that I made, and I think that helped a little bit. I tried to make a flesh wound with the flesh batch and the last batch of blood that I made. I'm doing it in a big hurry and not using any precision, so it doesn't look as good as it could, but I think there are better ways to do a flesh wound. And also I think I should have used onion, the actual onion, instead of the skin, The recipe said onion flakes, so I wasn't really sure about that, but now when I look at it, I think it would make more sense to use the actual onion than the skin. But this is what it looked like, and I think it still looked gross.
So there you have it, 7 Vlad recipes tried and tested. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.